The Beatles versus the Rolling Stones is one of the greatest rivalries in rock history. And today on VRP Rocks, we're settling the score by counting down their most played songs on Spotify as we combine their leading tracks into a combined top 25. And I can tell you it's probably a bit closer than you think, with both bands having 5 songs each in the top 10. Now, who's going to come out on top? Are you a fan of the Fab Four or a supporter of the Stones? Let me know in the comments below as we find out if the Beatles' pop brilliance can outshine the Stones' rock and roll swagger. Starting our countdown at 25 is the Rolling Stones' groovy hit Miss You. Released in 1978, this track from Some Girls saw the Stones dipping their toes into disco, proving the Stones could roll with the times and still dominate the charts. The Beatles fire back immediately at 24 with their debut single, Love Me Do. Released in 1962, this was the song that kick-started Beatlemania. With its catchy harmonica riff and simple yet charming lyrics, the Beatles introduced themselves to the world in a big way. The Stones return at 23 with the gritty, bluesy Brown Sugar. From the 1971 album Sticky Fingers, this track has all the elements of classic Stones: swagger, controversy, and one of the most recognizable riffs in rock history. At number 22, the Beatles bring some light-hearted fun to the battle with Obla-Dee, Obla-Da. From their White Album, this track might have divided critics, but even fans today can't get enough of its feel-good vibes. At 21 is George Harrison's masterpiece, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Featuring a soulful guitar solo by Eric Clapton, this track also, from the White Album, adds depth and emotion to the rivalry. It's a song that proves the Beatles weren't just about catchy tunes, but they could pour their hearts into their music too. The Beatles keep pushing forward with Eleanor Rigby. At number 20, this haunting track from Revolver shows the Beatles at their experimental best. At 19, the Stones are back with their emotional ballad Wild Horses. This song reveals a softer, more vulnerable side from the Stones, showing that they could match the Beatles in emotional depth when they wanted to. It's a track that tugs at the heartstrings and stands as one of their finest. Coming in at 18 is the Beatles' classic Help, a song that's as urgent as it is catchy. Written by John Lennon, it's a plea for help wrapped in an irresistible melody. At 17, it's another George Harrison gem, Something. This love ballad from Abbey Road is often hailed as one of the greatest love songs ever written. Even Frank Sinatra praised it, calling it the greatest love song of the past 50 years. The Stones strike back at 16 with Angie. Released in 1973, this acoustic ballad became one of their biggest hits, topping charts around the world. Its raw emotion and simple beauty show that the Stones weren't just about swagger. They could do heartfelt just as well as the Beatles. At 15, the Beatles return with the introspective In My Life from Rubber Soul. This track is often cited as one of John Lennon's most personal songs, reflecting on his past with a mix of nostalgia and melancholy. At number 14, with more than 432 million plays, is the song that truly ignited Beatlemania across the Atlantic. I Wanna Hold Your Hand. It's an infectious, energetic, harmonious song that came out in 1963 and took the Beatles to new heights in the US, solidifying their status as the biggest band in the world. At 13, the Stones counter with their laid-back groove, Beast of Burden. From the 1978 album Some Girls, this track blends rock, soul and blues, showcasing the Stones' versatility. Keith Richards has said the song was written as a message of love and loyalty to Mick Jagger, adding a deeper layer to their legendary partnership. The Beatles take the number 12 spot with Blackbird, a song that stands as a symbol of hope and resilience. It's a simple yet powerful track that's been covered countless times, proving its enduring appeal. Just missing out on the top 10 is the Beatles' explosive cover of Twist and Shout, clocking up more than 500 million plays. Their version showcases one of John Lennon's most iconic vocal performances. The energy of this track is undeniable, making it a fan's favourite. We're heading into the top 10, and this is where the battle really heats up. Both the Beatles and the Rolling Stones have delivered iconic tracks so far, but the best is yet to come. Before we reveal the top 10, though, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to VRP Rocks as well, and don't forget to let us know in the comments who you think is going to come out on top of this battle. And kicking off the top 10 is Sympathy for the Devil, a track that perfectly encapsulates the Rolling Stones' dark, rebellious spirit. From the album Beggar's Banquet, this song is a devilishly good mix of samba rhythms and provocative lyrics, with Mick Jagger narrating as Lucifer himself. It's a bold statement that only the Stones could pull off. At number 9, the Beatles respond with Hey Jude, one of their most beloved anthems. Written by Paul McCartney for John Lennon's son Julian, this song's sing-along chorus has brought together generations of fans, as witnessed by more than 600 million plays. The Stones strike back at number 8 with the powerful Gimme Shelter. It's the opening track on Let It Bleed. The song is a dark reflection of the turbulent 60s with its ominous guitar riff and haunting vocals by Merry Clayton. It's a track that captures the fear and chaos of the time and solidifies the Stones' reputation as the darker, edgier band. At 7, with more than 670 million plays, the Beatles deliver Yesterday. It's a ballad that's so timeless that it's become one of the most covered songs in history. Paul McCartney's simple yet poignant lyrics about lost love, paired with a beautiful acoustic arrangement, means this track is a standout in the Beatles' catalogue. It's a song that touches the soul and showcases their softer side. The Stones keep the energy high, though, with this track at number 6. Start Me Up, released in 1981, became one of their biggest hits of the 80s, and with its infectious riff and catchy chorus, it's no wonder. It's a testament to the Stones' staying power, proving they could still crank out chart-topping rock anthems 2 decades into their career. And with more than 700 million plays cracking the top 5, the Beatles hit us with Let It Be, the iconic title track from their final studio album. Written by Paul McCartney, this song's message of peace and acceptance resonates just as strongly today as it did when it was released. At 4, with more than 750 million plays, we have I Can't Get No Satisfaction. It's a track that defined a generation. With its iconic riff, written by Keith Richards in a hotel room, this song became the Rolling Stones' first #1 hit in the US, and an anthem of teenage rebellion. Sliding into the top 3, it's Come Together, the opening track from Abbey Road. Written by John Lennon, this song features a groove that's impossible to resist. And now we're down to the final 2 of the most legendary tracks from 2 of the most legendary bands. Will the Beatles' sunny optimism take the crown, or will the Stones' dark intensity reign supreme? Before we reveal the top 2, though, make sure you subscribe to VRP Rocks and hit the notification bell as well so you never miss out on the latest videos, whether that's big-name interviews with legendary rock stars or top 25 rundowns like this one and chart battles. You will get all the latest videos as they drop. And don't forget as well, drop a comment. Are you Team Beatles or are you Team Stones? Let me know why and your reasons below. I'd love to hear from you. And taking the runner-up spot with more than 1.2 billion plays is Paint It Black, a dark and moody masterpiece released in 1966. This song features a haunting sitar riff played by Brian Jones, which adds an exotic feel to its intense lyrics. And finally, at number 1, with more than 1,383 million plays on Spotify, we have Here Comes the Sun. This uplifting anthem, written by George Harrison, featured on Abbey Road, became a beacon of hope and positivity with its bright, acoustic melody and optimistic lyrics, which makes it the Beatles' most streamed song. And it proves that sunshine really does follow the rain. And there you have it, folks, the ultimate classic rock showdown between the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. From Here Comes the Sun to Paint It Black, these 2 legendary bands have proven time and again why they reign supreme in the world of rock music. Now, while the Beatles may have captured our hearts with their melodic brilliance, the Stones brought raw energy and rebellious spirit to the stage. In the end, both bands have left an indelible mark on rock history, but the real winner is, well, us the fans. So who do you think took the crown in this epic battle? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more classic rock content.